Hello, welcome to the Brocade SANnav quick demonstration videos. The first video will be about the dashboard and the topology view. The first thing you get when you first log into SANnav is a dashboard. It's the health summary. The health summary is a dashboard giving you the elements from your SAN, the fabrics, switches, hosts, and storage. And you have a score which is giving you the health status of every element of your SAN. So here we can see we have all healthy fabrics, switches, and storage, but we have a degraded host. Clicking on the orange part of the graph will list you the hosts that are giving you the score. Here we can see that this host is not reaching best practices, so that's the reason why your score is not 100%. In order to see what best practices are not reached, simply click the arrow and click Show Details. We can see in the details that our errors are based on configuration errors. The first error is a zoning error. You can see the details of the zoning in the zoning menu. Then we have a redundant path error. So we have no redundant path for this host to some storage. You can see the details in the topology. To view the topology in the context of the host that is degraded, simply click on the orange part here. Then select the host which is degraded, click on the arrow, and click on Show in Topology. This will display the topology view. In the topology view, you can see that the host is degraded, as the marker here indicates, and we can see the path errors if we go into details. For example, let's expand the storage groups. So simply hover the mouse over the storage group, click here and Show Storage. Select all the storage, and same for the other fabric, Show Storage. Okay, so now what we see is that there are some storage systems that are connected to this host through fabric B and fabric A. But there are two storage systems that are connected to the host through only one fabric. So this is the reason why we have a degraded host. There is no redundant path from this host to those storage because it's going only through one fabric. It is very easy to move the different elements in the topology view. So we can move the hosts and every other elements around the screen so it can be easier to display and to view. Now we can also see a lot of details. So for example, we can see the details for this host by just simply clicking on the menu, Show Properties, for example. Okay, so we see it's a 4 ports server. But we can also see other details like the health details. And again, we have the two best practices that are not matched. And finally, we can see also the ports. So this will display all the ports that are connected to the fabrics for this host. Here we go. Again, we can also list other details for other elements. So for example, we can list the ports for this storage system by simply clicking again on the menu, Show Ports. We can also show other details and other elements by clicking on the switch and clicking on, for example, Show Connected Entities. And as you can see, you can get something pretty messy quite quickly because you have all of these elements. That is why it is advised to create a topology, a view with a filter, and then to save it. Let's see how to do that. Let's take, for example, a topology where we want to view the connectivity between a given host and a given storage for just one fabric. So let's create the context. The context will be a fabric, which will be fabric A. Then we display the different entities, connected entities. We have the hosts and we have the storage. So the host we want to see is this one, this ESX server. On the storage part, we want to see this system. And now we want to display the details of the ports from the switch, from the host, and from the storage. So simply click on Show Ports on the storage part, on the host part, Show Ports on the storage part, and finally Show Ports on the switch part. So now we have a complete view with details on what the connectivity is between one host and one storage through one fabric. We can then simply save this topology by clicking on the Save button, giving a name and a description. Now, the next time we want to see the topology we just saved, we open the Topology menu, then click on Saved Topology. It is listed in this table, and you simply click on Show and Browse. And then you have the topology that you just saved. The Topology view allows you also to see other details, like, for example, the link utilization for a given port. Click on the link and click Show Properties. Now we can see the utilization for this link on that given port. The same way you can see other information like the virtual ports for a given hardware port on the storage side, for example. Click on the port and click on Show Virtual Ports. And here you can see the worldwide names for the virtual ports. A legend can help you to understand what is displayed by clicking on this icon, the legend view, and on links, for example, you can see why those two links have different colors. It's because of the link utilization that is different. Now let's come back to the dashboard. We are here on the default dashboard, which is the health summary, and we see that now we have a storage which is marked as graded. We can display other dashboards than the health summary. To do that, simply click here on this menu and select another dashboard. Here we will select the network port traffic conditions. Click on it and click OK. The network port traffic conditions dashboard gives you two information. One is a listing of the top congested ports. The other one is the top oversubscribed ports. We can see in this example that we have an oversubscribed port, which is port 40. Oversubscription is generally due to a difference between the speed of two ports. If you click on the oversubscribed port and you select the properties, you can see it's an 8 gigabit port. Now, if you come back into the topology and see where this port 40 is connected, so let's come back to topology, we see that port 40 is actually connected to this port on the storage part. And we know that this port is a 32 gig port. So there is a mismatch between the speed of this port and the speed of this port, which is creating the oversubscription. You can create also your own dashboard if you're not satisfied with what's displayed in the health summary or in the network port traffic conditions. Let's display, for example, this dashboard that we just created. Here we can see that we have listed the top port BB credit 0, the top target port utilization, and the top initiator port utilization. We also have displayed an out-of-range violations list, and here we have, for example, a fabric performance impact. violation that has been triggered, if we click on Show Violations, we see it's the port 40 that we saw previously with its oversubscription. To create your own dashboard, go in Templates and click on the plus, Dashboard, select Widgets. Here you can select the different widgets you want to insert into dashboard. For example, you can select an event summary. We will list the hosts in a chart, and we will also display some performance information that is variable over the time, like for example CRC errors. Simply click on OK once you're done. And now you have your own new dashboard. You can just save it. Once it's saved, you can see it in the list of the dashboards and reports. Here it is. And you can now see it in the list of the dashboards that can be displayed on the first page. New dashboard, click on it and display it. If you want to make it your default dashboard when you log in, simply click on the Select Dashboard menu and mark it with the star. Now the next time you log in to SANnav Management Portal, the first page you'll get is your new dashboard. That concludes this video. Thank you.